say a special good morning to those of you listening to Classic Radio. It's Friday, the 12th of July, 2024. Those of you viewing GBN TV, good morning to you also. Hope all is well with you this morning. Those of you driving around on the nation's roads, good morning to you. There may be a little wet roads on the outdoors right now. I beg of you to take it easy as you drive along, because you know when the roads are wet, your friction is reduced a whole lot. So I beg of you to take it easy as you drive along this morning. Let me say good morning to those of you via social media platforms, the Facebook page, YouTube channels. Good morning. Welcome. It's GT, your host here on To The Point. It's an open line this morning, folks, for To The Point, which means you have the option of calling in, sharing your views, sharing your concerns. This morning, you know the usual procedure, how we carry out this particular way on the morning time, especially on a Friday, when we do not have any particular guest that we do entertain. So we leave it up to you, our listeners and viewers. You have the option of calling in 435-2041. As I will always say, double the options of calling in, whether you want to call direct 435-2041, also via the WhatsApp 435-2041. You also have the option of making your comments via the comment section of the Facebook page, or you can send a message via the WhatsApp. Feel free to do so also. Once again, how's everyone doing this morning? Hope everyone is feeling A-OK this morning. All is well with you. You got up this morning, you gave thanks to the Almighty, and you're feeling ready for whatever challenges before you for the rest of the day today. 435-2041, open line edition this morning. Let's say good morning to the folks inside of the northern part of the island. I think our frequencies are back up there. Our transmission is back up there, so you're probably listening. Good morning to you. Those of you in the sister isle of Carriacou who have some device that you're able to listen, good morning to you also, and certainly hope all is well. 435-2041, that's a number, and feel free to give it a call. Let me hear from you this morning. In terms of issues that may be of concern to you, we are just just about 11 days ago, what we've been through here. Of course, some of us didn't get the blunt of it, more the northern part of the mainland Grenada, and of course there are sister isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. They felt the blunt of that dreadful hurricane, and the recovery process is still in effect. A lot of folks who are still being traumatized for various reasons. I certainly do empathize with you a whole lot. 435-2041, and for some reason I think I had my phone engaged. I'm not sure why I did that. I think I know who I have to blame for that. My good bro Innocent. Anyway, 435-2041, give me that call. Let me hear from you this morning. How's everything doing with you? What is still, of course, of concern to you? What issues that you may want to speak of this morning? Feel free. Let's see who's going to get that ball rolling this morning. 435-2041. And those of you at home this morning and probably getting some chores done, probably it's your day off from work. It just happens to be happening today, Friday, and you have the radio on or the television on. Good morning to you. Certainly hope you are doing A-OK this morning. Once again, the number. Let me hear from you this morning. 435-2041. I think I noticed we having our very first caller. Let's see what's the contribution we're hearing from this caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, Jesse. Jesse, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
Jesse, I'm fine.
Nice to hear that.
Jesse, how everything by your side? Everything okay?
Yes, everything is all right. I thank God for that. And what about you? Yeah. What about you this morning? How was it, of course? Had any effect on your area?
No complaint at all in my area. Well, all the leaves blow and trees, bananas and stuff a few fall off, but no complaint.
All right, well, great to hear that. So what you want to talk to me about this morning? Let's hear from you.
I want to tell you that I must say a special thanks and congratulations at the same time to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet members, the way they handling that situation. Well, of course, in my view, they have been doing very well before the storm. But now, you know what, it's the very first
So maybe I could ask you, what areas are you that pleased about in terms of the overall handling of the situation? What areas are you that pleased about?
I'm pleased about everything.
Okay, great.
I'm pleased before the storm, the way they was handling the situation, the road, agriculture, the nation building on a whole. But now the storm, as a young team, new team, the way they are handling it, and you think about them, they're going fast, quick. They're not dragging the food. For instance, in the island, well, of course, I wasn't here, but up now, schools and stuff haven't yet rebuilt. Of course, I do not know what because if it's financial stuff, but hasn't yet to be done. So I must say that they are doing a very good job. I only hope that they keep it up. But one, I just want to give a suggestion. Mm-hmm. There's lots of food stuff coming into Grenada and also from the citizens of Grenada. And for instance, a caller this morning mentioned about storage. What I want to say that there is people in Grenada who not really directly have any impact on this of the storm, but they need groceries. Now, I'm in the field, I'm a geriatric carer.
Yes.
And they need groceries. So maybe they could, I think every village, everybody knows who these people are. So that even if they have no effect on the storm impact, but they could do something for the live in the villages, with the amount of food and stuff that they're getting. So this is just a suggestion,
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's what it is. I hope you have a good weekend, getting ready for work, and we'll start again next week.
All right. Have a good morning. Thank you once again. 435-2041. Let's hear from you. The open line edition of To The Point this morning. Those of you who are, of course, are affected, especially in the Sister Isles of Carriacou and the northern part of the island. And probably I can hear from you. Someone who may have felt that brunt of the hurricane, and you probably want to share your experience. You can also feel free to do so also. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome and good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
It seems to me that people are taking more interest in people who have lost their houses. No problem with that. But I think we have to consider seriously those who have lost property, especially lands, their crops. I'm thinking about the permanent crops as cocoa, nutmeg, and perhaps we could say semi-permanent bananas. People have lost a lot during this case, so I hope this government would mete out some things to the farmers. When I say farmers, I mean the farmers that plant more permanent crops, nutmeg, cocoa, and banana. It's likely that maybe stoppage of cocoa and nutmeg buying might be the end result of the cut, because if they cannot get enough nutmeg and cocoa, possible the companies may stop buying these because it would be unprofitable for them to be involved in coming to Grenada just to purchase a handful of pounds of nutmeg. So I wished that our Prime Minister, he is trying well, parenthesis, and consequently I think he would, after considering the immediate needs of the people, he consider the farmers. To some extent, I have lost a lot. I didn't lose my house, but I lost my income because I'm an old man, as they would say. And youth don't usually help old people. They're thinking much of themselves. So we must cater for the old people who own lands. Youth are not interested too much in land. They're interested in immediate money, hard cash, and they will do anything to get it. So I hope the Prime Minister might be here, or somebody who is hearing might pass on this information. It's time that they try to encourage the farmers who build the country, the permanent farmers. When I say permanent, the people are cultivating the permanent crops. So that would be, the economy would be steady, to give them some help whenever the times come. Maybe in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months, give them some hard-earned cash Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning. Certainly welcome. And of course, as the caller said, we hope some attention soon will be given to the folks in the agriculture sector, those who may have lost their crops and so forth. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, yes. Good morning to you. JT, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Right. Now, to support this last caller, my good friend, controversial, I want to propose again, as I did post Ivan, as he talked about his losses. Now, I have losses too, but it doesn't matter because I'm no longer nutmeg farmer. I didn't go back in the industry. But I want to propose that the government lobby with the IMF and the World Bank to take responsibility for that natural disaster and all other natural disasters, so that farmer like him could be compensated directly, not through the government. A check could be written to him for his assessed loss and all the losses of those farmers, so that it could be back on feet. Yeah? I think the government should do a strong lobby on their behalf, because it's painful, it's hurtful. Nutmeg doesn't go back in 6 months. Yeah? And in the meantime, you have to leave. Yeah? So I wish the government take that up very seriously, to lobby very strongly on behalf of these farmers so that they could be compensated. And not only the farmers per se, but the people who lost their homes. The IMF and the World Bank should take direct responsibilities for these natural disasters wherever it happens, so that people doesn't have to take the scarce monies that is set aside for rainy days to get back on foot. That's my contribution for this morning.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And certainly I do appreciate your contribution this morning. 435-2041, open line this morning here on To The Point. Let's hear from you. The issues that you may want to speak about. We still have, of course, conversation that's related to, of course, the relief efforts and so forth. Let's hear from you in terms of how you feel about that. 435-2041. Once again, drivers on the nation's roads, my appeal to you always, take it easy as you drive along and be that defensive driver. Let's say good morning to the caller. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
The last two callers, if they listen to GIS, they will know what is going on with the farmers. Okay?
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. If there was some, the caller is of course saluting that there was information shared as relates to what will be going on with the farmers, and she was saying that of course that particular of course media outlet is sharing information as relates to that. 435-2041, open line this morning here on The Point. Here, folks, let's hear from you in terms of your contribution this morning on this open line segment. 14 minutes after the hour. Of course, we're just 14 minutes into the program this morning. Let's hear from you once again. 435-2041, open line edition here on the program this morning. As I may remind you once again, you have double options of getting on the program this morning. We could also accept your calls via the WhatsApp, which is the same number, 435-2041. Also, you can share, of course, a message via the WhatsApp or even the Facebook page, the comment section. You can share a message there also, and I will, of course, read it out on air live. Let's take our first break. Of course, as I was about to take the break, someone is calling in. Let's entertain the caller before the break. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. Caller, good morning. Caller, good morning. Seems that there's no one there, so let's try another caller. This time, caller via the WhatsApp. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning and welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning, J2.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you this morning?
But I hope you are well as well. Listen, why is the situation in Grenada mainland at the moment? Is it open for tourism? Is Carnival going to go on, or you know what I mean? Is everything all right? So
from all indications from the folks in charge of the Carnival and so forth, that the Spice Miles Corporation, there will be Carnival. I don't think there's any cancellation of anything. There's the preliminary round of the various competitions, of course, has already started. So I don't think there's any stoppage in terms of the tourism aspect. I don't think there's any stoppage of that. So it's a go, I would say, for these for this particular activity as relates to Carnival.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Well, have a good day, sir. Thank you so much. All right. Folks, we due for a break. Let's take that break. When we come back from the break, folks, we entertain more of your calls here on To The Point this morning. We'll be right back.
The agricultural shop at the...
Good day, Mom. What would make it easier for you to reduce your plastic waste?
Definitely incentives for bringing back plastic bottles, like discounts and loyalty points. It would motivate me to recycle more.
I think if restaurants let us use our own takeout containers, it's all about convenience, you know?
It would help if manufacturers start using less packaging altogether.
Better infrastructure, more investment in recycling facilities, and innovative solutions to tackle this growing problem of plastic pollution. It's not just about individual action, it's about systemic change.
With our population growing and plastic becoming more prevalent in packaging, we have to equip our waste management agencies to keep pace with change and handle the load.
There you have it, folks, straight from the streets. People are willing to do the responsible thing if we create the conditions for them to do so.
Recycle OECS. Green actions, blue oceans.
Sound the alarm! Get your posse ready as the Spice Mass Corporation presents the highly anticipated Groovy and Power Soca Prelims. Groovy and Power Soca Prelims. Dates for the Groovy Soca Prelims: Wednesday, July 10th to Friday, July 12th on the Tantin Netball Court. And the Power Soca Prelims kicks off this Saturday, July 13th to Monday, July 15th on the Lassages Hard Court in St. David's. Admission only $10. Showtime 8 p.m. sharp. It's Soca and Mo Soca. It's the Groovy and Power Soca Prelims. Don't miss the experience.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's open line edition of To The Point for today, Friday, the 12th day of July, 435-2041. That's a number. If you want to be part of To The Point this morning, of course, share your contributions. Share, of course, the issues of may be of concern to you. If you would like to, of course, speak about it, you can do that here on To The Point this morning, the open line edition. Saying good morning to those of you who are online this morning. Those of you, of course, via our social media platforms, good morning to you, and certainly hope all is well. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Mr. Telesford, I might want to help you or to talk on your behalf. People have a tendency to believe that you let in special people, but they do not know that people develop skill in getting through certain any system or anything. And is why we getting through. It's not that you're letting us in, but perhaps you would help us because we those who get into might have relevant material to share with the public or the world. So they want to blame people like you that are allowing people to come in. Tell them that is not you. The people have the skill to get through. Anything you're doing, you're building a house, you have to develop skill. Writing a letter, you have to develop skill. Anything you're doing. So skill getting us where we are. And people must understand that the government recently, I received some notices since 2022 from the evaluation office. I received it in my post box recently. And the taxation, for what I see, small, as people will say, small little houses are evaluated over perhaps $1 million. Lands are exorbitantly valued as a means of getting more tax. And now we're in 2024, but this thing might have been prepared since 2022. I don't know if it was delayed in the postal services, but I received it sometime this week. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, caller. 435-2041. Let's take some contributions from the Facebook page this morning, and we have one individual via Facebook is saying, "Do I have to pay flow bill in full since I had no internet service, telephone, fixed line since the 29th of June, and also no TV from yesterday?" Well, I think that's a query you may need to make with the provider and find out what is the maybe there'll be some deduction in your bill when the payment time is due. All right, maybe that's the probably the process that you may have to go through. Get some when you go to the provider, seek that information. 435-2041, 435-2041. Open line this morning here on To The Point, and let's go back to the phone line. There's another caller. Let's say good morning to the caller. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
I am calling on behalf of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I am begging, and even I'm begging GBN to make a donation of some little hurricane radios so that the people can hear your nice programs.
Okay, well, I certainly hope that can happen.
I'm hearing food, and the people are even saying they have too much food. Okay, but I'm not hearing those little portable radios that we got on the island after Ivan, where you can crank up with your hand or you can put in the sun to charge. Yes, we need some of those. I saw them on Amazon, and they're fairly cheap. I'm talking for Mildred and all the people in America to send down some radios for Carriacou and Petit Martinique so that they can listen.
I know for sure in the folks with their gadgets that they have these days, I'm sure there's option of course getting the radio via those gadgets that you have. Because most cell phones these days, you have the option of listening radio via it. So
yes, but they have problems charging the cell phones.
Yeah.
Well, they have real problems charging cell phones. You understand?
I understand that also. I understand it also. But those who are able to get theirs charged, they have the option of listening also.
Yes. But we want more. We want more people to listen and hear a little music and thing. So I'm begging, but it would be really nice if GBN should make a little handover of a gift of some portable radios. Yeah? I'm saying that for Janelle and everybody.
I certainly hope management is listening and they probably could come up.
Yes, I am pulling the heartstrings. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Right.
Have a good morning. That's a good gesture. Hope management is probably smiling as they hear that. And probably could do that for the folks inside of Carriacou. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, GT.
How are you this morning, sir?
Okay, I'm just trying to make a little contribution to Carriacou.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, and at this time I kind of worried about them because of the rain. They need more sunshine, so I don't know if they're getting rain up there because they need a lot of covering. You see what happened with June Ivan, we launched some of the things. The galvanized people was able to patch back until we get new material and start to repair. So they need to get a lot of that going. But all the galvanized up there twist up and so on. I went and make a personal check up there to see what is what. They need, you see, like ice. They need a lot of ice. They need like mini excavator and bobcat, not too much heavy equipment. And the cleaning need to start from the back, come forward. Because once you clean in Harveyville and this front line.
Caller, let me ask you, are you going to be part of the team of volunteers that will be going up this weekend?
Well, boss, I went in there as a one-man soldier and do my who I had to rescue. And I did that. And that's why I did a valuation of what should happen.
I understand, but I'm just asking you, they were asking for folks to volunteer, folks with the necessary skills and so forth, as you, of course, always allude to the skills that you possess. If you're going to be going up there this weekend and assist in terms of the cleaning process?
No, because I went and do what I had to do, but I have my part down here I have to do because trees and
I understand.
So, but I'll be sending up something with someone.
Okay.
But the cleaning up thing, they need to have it real regulation. Look, for instance, you see what I'm saying? There are a lot of contractors up there. And what I see on the ground, there are a lot of kayaks that are ready to work. So even like tourism or even the government, they all should have a certain amount of money to roll out immediately for the kayaks alone that want to walk. And if you used to pay $100, talk to them. It's a situation where we have to help each other. We'll give you all $40 or $50 a day. So then that is one way of getting the kayaks rolling.
All right.
And you get out because
so you're practically thinking in the process of the rebuilding process already. Of course, the relief in terms of food and stuff. So you're thinking in the rebuilding process.
No, not the rebuilding.
Where's your idea going? I'm trying to guess.
They need that. No. To help to get things. People need a lot of shelter there. So if the government give these contracts up there, are they okay to get men and put them in place to start working? And you're paying them at a certain rate. A lot of things will happen. Did you hear the police saying that so much people is coming in that they have no control? So if you get the people in there on the ground moving to do things, that will help.
Okay.
So that is what I am driving at. Look like the Ministry of Tourism or whatever. The Paradise Beach, they should be able to have some fun to take full charge of the cleaning up of that place. And they use some of the kayaks. There are people little lining around there. They need some little jobs, but money run things, you know.
Well, the official cleaning starts this weekend, as I mentioned. So I certainly hope that some of the areas that you speak of, the Paradise Beach and so forth, hope they will start that process and if we hear some result. Maybe from next week we'll hear a different conversation in terms of the cleaning and so forth.
Yeah, and also a lot of things they're talking about. Some place people are getting stuff, but one of the things too, a lot of things is passing close to the road, and the people that on the road, a lot of them getting more than some of those in the back. Okay. So all these things, little things that start rolling, you know. There's little shops. They don't have eyes, but they who save things is open and trying to sell to people that have money. So that is why I'm saying if you put some money in solid cash into the people of their hands, give them little small jobs, so that they will be able to get rolling, because there's not a help that in need there. Look for the toilet facilities. You wondering what people doing. Okay. Because everything is down. But I have an idea, but because they say you're going out a pit toilet, all you're doing is you get 2 45-gallon job, you join them, and the top of the one that 1.5 less 1.5 going down into the ground, and the top you just put we have the equipment for that, the tools. You just screw down a modern toilet seat and that, bam, and that's it. Same thing with the plastic barrel we have. You can push that down into the ground, leave a certain amount for the seat, screw the modern toilet seat in it, bam. You're doing that emergency. These are stuff that was made for in the times of hurricanes and no water. We could move back to them temporary and then get out of it. The people, there's not a thing that is needed. There's not a help that is not needed in Carriacou.
Well, I certainly hope that you could speak to someone in authority and share some of your ideas, because you know sometimes when we're in a crisis level of that nature, the ideas of that nature does not always come to mind of the folks who are actively involved. Do you understand?
Yeah, well, before disaster, I try to get close to them, to talk to them so they could understand, but they don't want to listen. They're not listening to me. You see, I'm a pants. I look old and rugged up.
Anyway, thank you so much for your contribution this morning. I certainly appreciate it. Have a good morning. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, GT.
How are you doing this morning, sir?
Yeah, that's not the only one. Your last caller, it's not the only one that people don't listen to in Glen. We don't listen to people who could help. And then we say, oh, you can't do this. I mean, you have to come and show. Anyway, let me leave that. My contribution this morning is a couple of words. I'm concerned about what we're going to do this time. Last time around Hurricane Ivan, we missed the opportunity for skills transfer. I'm hoping that we talk about CVQ, technical, whatever. This could also be an opportunity for people to hone their skill through the people who are coming in to help. The people who are like, there was Chinese or US people, different people, St. Lucian who come in. We must find them, we're not sure. We'll be able to transfer those skills so that we have people here after, because especially going forward, this would not be the last hurricane. I mean, people like to believe they could prairie a hurricane, and so hurricane is a necessary part of life. The problem is that we have interfered, we have disturbed nature, so nature trying to regulate itself. Somebody on the earlier program this morning said something to the effect that we have to live the consciousness that this place, this area is prone to disaster and so on, and live with the consciousness, not live, well, maybe we are God's chosen ones and God will come. God doesn't have any favorite. So regardless who, when natural process go into operation, it doesn't matter who is in the way. So we have to really learn about nature, learn about life, and then we will respond. I mean, rather than react. Now, DT, along the same line, there's an outbreak of dengue in the Caribbean. I heard the Minister of Health in Trinidad saying that a Caribbean and Latin American. There's an outbreak in the world, as a matter of fact, and increase. But the Caribbean and Latin America are the ones that are affected. And Trinidad right now has a serious situation. He said what Trinidad is going through right now is what Jamaica went through earlier in this year. I think what people don't know is that associated with the kind of hurricane we have is the emergence and the spread of those kind of vector-borne disease in a rapid way. As a matter of fact, in the last few weeks and months, I've noticed that if you just leave a little bit of water for not even long, before the lava would come in the water after so many days. Now, within a matter of 3 to 4 days, this is up. I mean, the process is for the manufacturing of more mosquito is on the way. So we need to be mindful and not rely on the spray. Now, I read on one of the papers today that the people in Telesford are asking the government to spray. The minister in Trinidad was saying, this is not a reliable source. I mean, it will help, but I mean, it causes other problems. We need to do the more practical thing, like make sure you don't have no water, like around the place and that kind of stuff, So I'm just calling on people, let us seek to minimize the add-on effect of what we just have. And finally, I hope that somebody attacked me the other day about Mother Nature. Mother God and Mother Nature works together. They're one and the same. You can't separate two of them. Mother Nature do the work of the spirit. Anyway, let me leave that there. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. I appreciate it a whole lot. Have yourself a good morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm calling. I have an issue. I noticed we have a lot of tax. Some people hardly working, and I find these are the persons who are benefiting from those who are working. Because, for instance, you're working, you have to pay income tax, you have to pay land, you have to pay land tax, you have to pay mortgage tax, you have to pay NIA, you have to pay. I find the taxes a little too high. If the government could lower the tax a little, because sometimes you have all these things to pay, and then you still have 5 and 6 children to send to school, and at the end of the day, what are your take-home pay? What are your take-home pay to send your children to school?
So are you saying, caller, that there's basically too much tax? Is that what you're trying to explain to us this morning?
Yes. I find it's too much tax, or they can do something to lower the tax for persons who have all these tax to pay and still have children to send to school on a daily basis.
Well, the overall tax that most Grenadians pay is the VAT, the value-added tax, and those who do pay income tax, there's a particular threshold that you will pay your income tax if your salary is at a particular level, and there's a threshold for that. But under VAT, most folks whose salaries are under a particular level don't really pay income tax, except for the value-added tax. So I'm not sure which one of the tax that you are more or less having a problem with. I would pretty like to hear the particular tax you're having a problem with. Is it taxes overall? You think you shouldn't pay no taxes overall?
No, not I shouldn't pay taxes overall. I think we should lower the tax because one person had to pay all the tax. I find it's too much.
All right. Anyway, caller, thank you for your contribution this morning. I appreciate it a whole lot. We drew for a break. Let's take it. We will be right back. Don't touch it out, folks. It's To The Point here on Classic Radio, GBN TV. We come back with more of your calls after the break.
You mentioned the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low power that.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page and YouTube channel for We Culture.
My name is Amanda, and I smoked while I was pregnant. My baby was born 2 months early and weighed only 3 pounds. This is the view I had of her in the NICU. My tip to you is speak into the opening so your baby can hear you better.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point here on Classic Radio. Just a couple more minutes left on today's program, the open line edition of To The Point. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Morning, GT. I heard of this drive to Karikou to do part of that cleanup. But what I'm not hearing is some of the details, because I would want to contribute even just one day to that cleanup in Karikou.
Well, we did have the GIS director here yesterday morning speaking in terms of the drive. There's a that's the ACMA site that you go to, and you give your name and address and so forth. They're looking for able-bodied individuals who are able to lift the heavy stuff and so forth. Those are some of the details that they've been sharing. So
when you go to the NADMA site,
yeah, the NADMA website, and get you probably there's a link. I don't have all the details, so I don't want to be wholly accountable to it, but those are just some of that's the process that was mentioned, that you can go there.
I'm thinking about persons who don't have access to the internet and all of that now, especially in St. Patrick.
Yes, I understand. But, I understand.
Is there a phone line that we could reach them at? Do you know?
The number of that number I don't have. I didn't take a note of it. My apology for that. But the number was given out yesterday. I didn't take a note of the number myself. But a number, and I will certainly try if I could lay my hands on it before the end of the show this morning and probably give out that number for you.
I strongly appreciate it, because I want to make a contribution and I want to know the condition, because I don't want to just present myself and then it become a problem.
And then you are turned back. Understandable.
Yes, I want to know all of that, because I want to just give a day, one day to Karikou for, in light of what has happened.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
All right. 435-2041. I'm in the process of trying to obtain that number and more details of it as we move along. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Yes, sorry for coming back, but one of the things I meant to mention to you, which slipped me, is that Friends of the Grenada is hosting a webinar next Sunday the 21st. At 6 p.m. It's entitled Planetary and Climate Crisis, Money versus People's Power. The idea is that people have been made to believe that they don't have any control over what is happening, worldwide and so on, but the people themselves, not money, can regain that by ensuring how we organize society is for the benefit of all and not just the few people with money. So people can call me on 416-1247 if they want more information.
Okay.
It's an international thing. I mean, there will be somebody from Brazil, somebody from East Africa, from Trinidad, and your humble servant myself.
All right, thank you so much. Let's entertain another caller this morning. Let's take this caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Morning, my brother.
Good morning to you.
It's nice to know. This is my only honest opinion. I feel at a time as national disasters as this, I feel, that is my opinion, as I just said, that we should put a hold on Carnival. Because when you think about it, people suffering up in Carriacou and parts of north of the island. And Carnival is just for 3 days. They say, yes, you could bring revenue, but how much revenue you could bring in? So when we need the manpower and all the natural resources to help assist to facilitate the needs of people in Carriacou. Because, I mean, this is a time of sorrow, We supposed to be thinking of going on rivalry and jump up and Tuesday morning and them thing. We should think on a spiritual plane. Like in Sodom and Gomorrah, God wanted the city. You see, they didn't listen. It's not because of religion, but it is a matter of urgency. Carnival is 3 days, you jump up, boom, you drink rum. You dab up your skin. And think about the moral ethics now. We're in the backdrop where we've seen trouble in Carriacou to build back the place and Petit Martinique and Grenada in general. Is that my opinion,
All right, caller. Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome.
GT, my friend. Happy Friday.
Good morning to you, and same goes out to you. How are you this morning?
Not too bad. Remember, I promised to come and knock on your door with for me and you to do the cleaning this weekend.
Well, I wonder how possible will that be. I guess you take that flight and you're getting to Grenada, and if that happens, we'll see how that can roll out.
I will try. All right, GT, okay, I just want to focus on 3 things quick, all right? Okay, my focus this morning is on how people get their information. It's very important during a time like this,
Yes.
And then I identified 3 stations that is very misleading. 3, it's 2 on social media and the YouTube, and they have 1 up north. I know this is not the time for that, where people take a little excerpt from what's said and whatever and make a big deal of it. And this morning I was listening to the station, and we have people doing that. And I think this is time to stop this thing. I'm going to say to Grenadians, and the people in the diaspora like me, myself, if we want information, we get 3 stations we could rely on. And this is GBN, where I'm speaking right now, MTV, and GIS. The other stations, and then some of them is just to suit their own purpose. They have their own ulterior motive, So if we need information, these are the network suggesting to Grenadians that you should listen to, which is reliable source you'll be getting it from. Yeah, also, I heard that the NNP will be having some town hall meeting in New York. I heard Miss Pierre is up here, is my good friend, and I'll be going to look for her Sunday. Basically, I want to know what they will be talking about. I'm very interested in that. And my last comment, I happened to see a clip with the opposition leader in Carriacou. And then he made some good suggestion, in my opinion, and then I heard he say, like, if they ask him, and I don't think is a way that people should be asking people to help. If you see a way to contribute and you could help the government, at the end of the day, Grenada will win. You understand? It's not just ego now. And what I heard from him, it was just about his ego. So I'm going to say to him, in St. Vincent, I was listening to St. Vincent too, and then I heard Mr. Godwin Friday, who is the opposition, said that Ralph did not call him. But even though Ralph didn't call him, there was the people who reached out to him also. So what I'm going to say, let us not wait for who call who. Let us, that's children thing about you hit me and I'll hit you back. No. It's a time people are hurting and they need the help, the opposition. Even though the Prime Minister didn't call you, be the bigger person. Take the olive branch, reach out to him, say, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm willing to help me and my team, and let me see what we could do. It's about people suffering. We see the devastation in St. Patrick's, we see what happened in Carriacou, and now is the time to get together. Politics, we will fight after that. But for now, I think the opposition leader, and I heard a pastor saying, imagine a pastor telling the opposition leader, do not call the Prime Minister, you're going to vex with him. You understand? So we have to come together and make things work. And also for the cleanup campaign, anybody could help. They say over 18, you are the manpower, please volunteer and help. GT, you have a great weekend.
You too. Have a great day yourself and a wonderful weekend, sir. Blessings for your contribution. 435-2041. We may be able to accommodate one more caller this morning. We're having a shortened version after the point this morning. Of course, will be our final caller, and then we wrap today's program. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I just want to highlight something that I noticed with GBN. Like on a morning, for the morning period of news, I mean, isn't there anything going on in Grenada that GBN have investigative journalists going out in various communities and see other things? Because I find we having too much of a shortened version of local news in Grenada. A lot of things going on, but I don't find GBN going on there to let other people know. For one thing I was upset with this morning, they highlight what some Caribbean grouping is going to do for Barbados and Grenada. It's a lengthy period on for the local news. And then here comes the regional news now. The same news item come back and concerning the same donation to Vinci and Grenada and other things. I mean, there's a lot going on. I wonder if you understand the point I'm trying to make. There's a lot going on around Grenada, and we have too much of a shortened version of what's taking place in Grenada, and then we highlighting what's taking place around the world at a lengthy period and with sports and other things taking place around the world. I find GBN should send out people in communities and check out. They have a lot of stories, a lot of things taking place in various communities.
All right. Thank you, Colin. I certainly do appreciate your observation. Folks, that's where we take a wrap for this edition of To The Point for today. It's a bit of a shortened version. So, folks, until you hear from me again, it'll be on Monday of next week. Everyone have yourself a blessed day, what's left of it, and a great weekend to come. Until then, have yourself a good one, folks. That's where we say goodbye for To The Point for today.